This is the 10-minute a day lead generation strategy that is taking over in 2025. It's exactly how my client added $60 million in pipeline value. The responses that you see on this page right now are responses from that campaign. And I'm going to show you the exact same strategy that I used so that you can use it to generate high quality B2B leads every single day in just 10 minutes with no fluff, just a simple setup that works. Also, if you already know how valuable this is or you're interested in figuring it out for your own business, then book a call with me below. My link is in the description. We will figure out how to set this up for your B2B solution and get you started. We will figure out how to set this up for your B2B solution and get you going as soon as possible. First of all, take a look at some of these responses that we got from cold leads. How would you like your ideal clientele, decision makers in your industry, to respond to you saying, hey, I'd be happy to connect, just from a cold email? I'll just read a couple of these. Hey, I'd love to connect and learn more about your potential offerings. Good afternoon. I'd love to chat when you have a minute. Here's my cell phone number. I hope you're well. I've got a few projects. Please call me. Here's my cell phone number. And hey, I'm not even sure if we've met, but I would like to chat and discuss exactly what you're doing. And these are coming from CEOs and directors at different firms. This is how powerful this strategy is, and this is how powerful B2B email marketing is when you do it right. So let's just start here and get this out of the way, because there's a couple of reasons why B2B email campaigns fail. First of all, they're too generic. They sound like anybody else sending a cold email to you, and they sound like they are trying to sell you. People often lead with, hey, I'm so sorry to bother, or hey, are you tired of blank? And they make it sound too salesy or too informal or sometimes too formal. There's a perfect medium, but for the most part, most people are not hitting it. They just sound generic, which immediately puts everyone's internal spam filters on. They don't even bother seeing what the rest of the email has to say. Second of all, it just takes too long to set up. An effective email campaign is like a row of dominoes, and if one of them is set up wrong, it's going to ruin the entire campaign. It's only when everything is set up perfectly and everything's working in concert that you get those results. But oftentimes, that just takes too long to learn or to set up for most people. And then the third one that nobody's willing to talk about is that their targeting's not good or their pain point awareness isn't good. Their offer just isn't hitting the right market. In this video, I'm going to show you a fast, repeatable system that converts and addresses each of these. There's no fluff. This is just what works. So right off the bat, there's going to be tools that you want set up before you go to set up your campaign. Think of these as the building blocks before you go and start any email campaign that you want to run. You can't start unless you have all of these pieces. You're going to need an email sending tool. This is Instantly or Smartly. This is where you're going to put all your mailboxes into and manage all the campaigns at once. You wouldn't go and get 50 mailboxes and think that you're going to go and check 50 different mailboxes every single day. Instantly and Smartly take all of those mailboxes and put them into a unified dashboard so you can review the campaigns day in and day out. Then you want to get a lead database. This is where you are going to get your leads from. Apollo works, Store Leads work if you're looking for stores that are on Shopify or just e-commerce brands, and you can even enrich them with Clay. Then there's email verification tools, Million Verifier, or Never Bounce. The reason you want to use these is that even though you get emails from these lead databases, oftentimes those emails might be old or they might not work anymore because people shift jobs or they change their positions and those records change. Million Verifier takes all of those leads and then cleans them and then gives you back the ones that are still valid. You especially want to be careful because if you just go and send to a bunch of emails that are going to bounce, then the email service providers are going to see what you're doing and they're going to shut your mailbox down. Bounce rates are bad. They make you look like spam. I always recommend having ChatGPT loaded up at all times so that you can ask it questions like making your email more concise, to getting personas and psychographics for your industry or for the roles that you're reaching out to. You can create pretty compelling copy with ChatGPT if you give it the right context about the personas that you're targeting. And then maybe most importantly is your mailboxes. This is what you are actually going to be sending from. I recommend 3 to max 5 warmed up mailboxes per domain. Warmed up being the key here because you cannot just get a mailbox and start sending from it immediately. There's a lot of tools that do mailbox warm up. See, email service providers don't want people going and sending a bunch of emails in mass from just any mailboxes. They don't actually like these mass email campaigns, no matter how effective or how valuable they can be for the clients on both sides. So what you will want to do is use a mailbox warm up service. Instantly and Smartly provide this for free. All you'll do is link your mailbox to the warm up service tool and they will send emails on your behalf to look like there's real interactions. Clicks, opens, replies, all of these give your mailbox a better reputation so that you can start sending cold emails on top of it. Typically, this is going to take 2 weeks. So again, this needs to be set up beforehand. And once it's set up, you're going to be ready to rock and roll. Now we're going to go with the example that you are a software company that sells a Shopify plugin for reviews for e-commerce businesses. And we're going to use that example for the rest of the video. So first things first, you want to refine your audience. You want to use GPT to help define your niche. who makes the purchasing decisions for your ideal client profile? What size store or company would need this? Who are my competitors and why would they want to get reviews? This is going to give you the context that you need to craft your message, to maybe improve your offer, or just to understand who you should be talking to and what they care about. Let's say after that, you got chief marketing officers, director of marketing, CEO, and CROs would all be the ideal clients that you want to be reaching out to. You want to pull that list. And so you'll go to your databases. This is Apollo or Store Leads, and you will go there for leads using filters for role, for company size, and even for geography if you don't want to be going after companies in Europe, for example. Then you'll pull that list from Apollo or from Store Leads, and you'll run it through Million Verifier or Never Bounce or Unbounce. It will return all of the valid emails for you, and that's where you upload it to Instantly or to SmartLead, and you'll create your campaign in there. At this point, you'll want to plug in your email script, and so in parallel, while the verification is happening or the Store Leads or the Apollo list is being pulled, you can start to craft your message using some of the questions that you had already had answered above in number 1. And don't worry if that's confusing, because I'm going to show you exactly how to write those emails right now. So here's how you write high converting cold emails fast. So again, your example business is a Shopify plugin that helps e-com stores get more customer reviews. You want to use the same 3-part structure to help define your offer and define who it's good for. So in this case, we have the hook, the value, and the CTA. The hook is going to be a pain-oriented hook in this case. So we'll say most Shopify stores only get reviews from less than 3% of customers. The value or the solution is that our plugin turns post-purchase emails into high-converting review requests. And then the call to action is, do you want to see how it works? Your research from ChatGPT or from contextual knowledge, maybe you know the industry well, should tell you that reviews often help customers make purchase decisions. You often check reviews, you know how important they can be, so you can leverage all of this to create a compelling message. But the real hack is getting ChatGPT to tell you how to phrase that context into verbiage that is going to be useful for a chief marketing officer or a CRO or a CEO. What do they care about? How are they thinking about the problem? So here's what an example script would look like. Subject, boost reviews. Hey, first name. The pain, most Shopify brands only get reviews from less than 3% of customers. The value, we built a tool that plugs into your existing post-purchase flow and turns it into a high converting review engine. And then the call to action, do you want to take a quick look? A couple personalization tips. As always, use first name. If you can get the company name in there, make sure that it's formatted properly, or any other custom fields that you're able to draw that is relevant without sounding a little spammy. Or you can even reference store categories or pain points. So saying, hey, we help skincare brands, or a lot of skincare products really rely on reviews. Or pain points. It's notoriously difficult to compete with other skincare products without reviews. And then beyond that is just anything that you can find on the psychographics of your role, or maybe news happening in the industry. So for instance, if tariffs are a big deal right now, being able to plug that in makes it sound like you've done a little bit of research and you're not just spamming anybody that you can find with an email. The goal is not to send a bunch of emails. The goal is to get your offer in front of the right client so that it's a win-win solution. And as a bonus, you can use this GPT prompt to get even more context on your buyer persona. Write a 3-line email for a e-com tool that helps the CRO get more reviews. That'll give you some more context. You can ask it to give you 5 versions and you can go off of that. So now you've got your mailboxes, you have your lead list from Apollo, it's now been cleaned, and you have your campaign copy ready to go. So we're gonna now automate and send the emails fast. You'll first take your clean list and upload it to Instantly or SmartLead, whichever sequencer you plan on using. Then you'll select the campaign, you'll paste in your email, and you'll set up the sending schedule. Just use basic common sense here. Send it during work hours, not on weekends. So then you'll want to activate your warm inboxes, which just means that you're going to be sending 10 to 15 emails per day per mailbox. Do not turn off warm up. Keep it on while you are sending the other emails. And then from there, you just launch the campaign and you can walk away and let it run in the background. But your job is not done. In fact, it's just started. I mean, the point of the campaign isn't just to start a campaign, it's to get replies and eventually book in calls. So here's how you manage your replies. You want to manage from your Unibox or do domain forwarding. Unibox is short for Unified Inbox, and SmartLead and Instantly both have this feature. Basically, whenever you plug in all of your mailboxes, you're not going to check every individual mailbox. So Instantly and SmartLead have a dashboard where they compile all of the responses and let you see them all at once. There's an example of what it looks like right here below, and you can see all of the responses on the left, and when you click into a message, you get the details on the right. Instantly and SmartLead both have AI features to help auto-tag replies if they are out of office, interested, need more information, or something else. And your job will be to prioritize positive replies daily. You want to be sure that you are responding as quickly as possible to positive replies. If you can respond within 15 minutes of receiving a positive reply, then you are 3 times more likely to book a meeting with that person. So here comes your daily 10-minute routine. Once you have your entire campaign set up, your job is to optimize for maximum conversions. Your daily check is going to be for replies and then for your metrics on open, click, and reply rates. For your replies, you want to see how many people are replying overall, and then you want to see how many are positive, neutral, negative, because that'll tell you if you need to adjust any copy in your campaign or if your offer is not hitting or anything else. You want to check the open, click, and reply rates to see how the actual campaign is performing. Those raw metrics will tell you quantitatively whether or not your campaign needs adjustment. The tweaks are pretty simple. If you have a low open rate and you're tracking open rates, you need to change the subject line. If you have a low reply rate, then you need to change the offer or your call to action. And if you have a low positive reply rate, then you need to reframe your value prop. So for example, you can swap your call to action from, do you want to learn more, to want me to show you how it works, or are you available to talk this Friday? Things that might draw a different response and get them to close faster instead of leaving it open-ended. These are kinds of experiments you can run. You might redo your offer or your positioning. Instead of saying, we get more reviews, you might say, we actually double your conversion rate by implementing reviews and store authority boosters like reviews. So now you are not helping them just get reviews, you are anchoring to maybe their most important metric in their revenue. And you might even just try more personalization, maybe finding more details that you can share about the psychographics, about the types of personas that you're reaching out to, or maybe just more detail on who you're reaching out to show that you're actually doing your research before you go and reach out to them. As a reminder, personalization can be a massive lever. If you look at this campaign, this is a campaign that I set up for a client so that they could generate more investment money for their startup. Between email A, email B, and email C, can you guess which one is personalized? If you guessed email B, you would be right. Every metric is higher than either email A or email C. The open rates are higher, the reply rates are higher, but most exciting is that the positive reply rates are almost 3 times better than either email A or email C. This is how you set up and manage a $60 million B2B email campaign in just 10 minutes a day. If you want me to get you B2B clients with email marketing, then schedule a call with me below. My link is in the description and we'll get you set up immediately.